Hi, welcome to What the Flick. Christy and Alonzo and Matt. These fine fellows had the pleasure of seeing the Emoji movie. I was on a plane. At some point, though, I'm gonna have to go see it because the person in my house who is young and small really wants to go see it. Is it gonna suck?
Yeah.
All right.
It is. It is.
Tell us about it.
So what happens when you're a studio and all the cool animated properties have been taken up and you're looking at the kids that are talking on the phone and emojis. Oh, cool. Let's make a movie out of that. It's garbage. It's garbage. There's a story here. I don't know what it is. I don't know that it matters. Oh, I guess it's about a particular meh emoji that can't just do his own thing.
It doesn't matter.
Is it about being true to yourself?
It doesn't.
Is it about finding out who you are and being true to yourself?
No, it's actually about being different. Whatever.
It's okay to be different as long as you're true to yourself?
Who cares? Watch a clip or don't.
Welcome to the world inside your phone, where everyone is expected to act one way their whole life.
Aw, snap. Ow.
My problem is, I have more than one emotion.
Check this out. Son, please tell me you weren't laughing just now.
So, Patrick Stewart is poop.
This fucking movie. On Mystery Science Theater, when they had to watch Manos: The Hands of Fate, at the end they were like, this kind of broke me. This kind of broke me.
This is it? After 20 years of being a film critic?
I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And it's like, it's not that it's a bad movie because it's about emojis. We all thought the Lego movie was going to be
and that was
a thing,
great, right?
a problem, and that was a movie they actually bothered to like. I mean, I have some issues with that movie, but they put some thought into it, and they transcended what seemed like just a shitty cash grab. This movie does not do that. This movie is just a shitty cash grab. It is so lumbering and unfunny and not pleasant to look at, and the plot doesn't make any sense. I mean, the world that they create in this movie doesn't make any sense. Like, why? I'm gonna get a migraine even thinking about the plot of this movie.
I'll get to your question in a moment. Amongst the issues with this movie, it breaks its own rules. It's criminally unfunny. Yeah. That's part of the problem. The actors themselves, the voice actors, sound bored.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's a good cast, right?
It's a good cast, but they just they sound bored. There are moments that the animation looks okay, and then a lot of times it doesn't. Even the scenes there's one tiny bit that could have been inspired about robots. And look, okay, I won't spoil anything. There was one little bit that flirted with competency. But otherwise,
the title of my memoir.
Look, I'm
flirting
happy
with competency, a life.
And look, I'm happy people got jobs and worked on this and got paid and made money and can support themselves and fed their families and whatever. But you look at the money spent on something like this and look, come on, I don't want to get political about this, but Jesus, that money could have been spent towards something worthwhile.
The highlight of the entire experience is there's a Hotel Transylvania short attached to it.
Oh, called
Puppy.
Right?
Puppy.
Yes.
That was the best thing of the entire sitting through that nightmare of a movie.
Do they get a puppy?
They get a puppy.
At Hotel Transylvania.
Spoilers.
Is it a vampire puppy?
It's a giant pug.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna like that.
Who doesn't like that? So see Puppy and then leave the theater.
What was your question?
How do the emojis get out of the phone? How do they exist among us?
Because they don't want to exist among us. They want to go to the cloud.
Okay.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. The whole movie is this lengthy
It's like
quest
sex tape.
to get to the cloud. Kind of. It's kind of like the Smurfs movie from earlier this year, where it's about learning that you don't have to just be one thing. The Smurfs movie was better.
So poop can also be the blowy kiss emoji?
Poop is thankfully a sideline character because
Patrick
every
Stewart.
joke around involving or toward poop is not funny. And everything else in this movie is not funny.
This movie what's frustrating amongst the things that are frustrating about this movie is that the story is about this particular emoji. They all have jobs and their job is to represent the emoji, right? They have jobs. Okay, sure. And the problem
they get scanned and then the picture gets sent to the phone.
What's the character? Gene Meh. So
who's that? Who does that voice?
TJ Miller.
TJ Miller. Now, the one maybe other inspired bit of casting is that his father is voiced by
Stephen Wright. And his mother is Jennifer Coolidge.
Right. So
and in a better
Stephen
movie,
Wright,
that would go somewhere.
Right. Stephen Wright as the older meh. Perfect. Right. That's maybe the only thing that this movie gets right. But you have this character who can't be what everybody expects him to be and is supposed to be. And instead he keeps changing. And you could have done this, there could have been a really interesting subversive story about not, similar to what the Smurfs does. Like you don't have to play the role that everybody in society expects you to play. And it is okay to break out of your own thing and everybody's better for it, right?
That's a pretty frequent theme in these movies,
Yeah.
right? Figuring out who you are, being true to yourself, and being different's great.
Yeah,
right?
Wreck-It Ralph. That's also the plot of that.
Right, and this movie does do that, but it just does it in a way that has zero impact.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like there's no subtext to this.
Oh,
and it's,
also the kid who owns the phone is a character.
Oh.
And he's trying to send the right text to this girl that he likes, and it all boils down to him picking the right emoji because words are for losers.
Right. More eggplant.
Emojis is what you need.
Eggplant. Oh, who's eggplant? Is there one?
There's an eggplant. There's an eggplant that is one of the never used emojis in his phone. I'm like, a 14-year-old boy doesn't use his eggplant emoji. I call bullshit.
All right, so what is your number?
0. This movie is garbage and does not need to exist, and you don't need to see it. No one needs to see it.
I do, but Nick Lemire wants to see it.
You know what? Be a good parent and say no.
You know what?
I'm changing my number.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna give it a 0.1 just for casting Stephen Wright. Like that's the only thing this movie gets right.
So 0.05.
So yeah,
is our
it gets a
number.
0.05.
I took Nick to Dunkirk.
And that's a good movie.
And that was great. He gave that a 10 out of 10.
That is a quality film.
He loved it, and now he's all interested in war, and he's learned a lot about World War II, and he will learn
don't
shit
take
from
him to the emoji movie. Show him their finest if he wants more about Dunkirk. But Lord, no, not the emoji movie.
I'll stall him as long as I can. All right, so 0.05. There is no explanation.
The embargo lifts today at noon.
There are no reviews out.
As of this taping, it's all embargoed, but it's not going to go well.
Okay, bye.